Hi, this is Chris Croft with the Ashtanga Workshop podcast. Today we're going to look at the Marichyasana sequence. There's 4 poses here. We'll begin with A, spring forwards from down dog and come to seating into the Dandasana. And the right side comes up first. Heel underneath the sit bone with the foot pointing down towards the front. Make sure you ground the ball of the big toe. Wrap the right arm around the shin. Catch the left wrist if you can and exhale, fold forwards. Try to keep the shoulders back. Lead with the heart forwards. You'll find the right sit bone is off the floor, that's normal. And you're trying to find the action to take the right knee back and lead the heart forwards. So in many ways this is a preparation for leg behind the head poses that might come later in the sequence. Breathe deep, gaze towards the toe, and inhale, come up. Exhale, release. If you can, keep the leg in the position. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, spring back to the chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, open the heart, and exhale, come to your down dog. Again, transition here. Try to release the pelvic floor as you spring to give you lift. Get the hips up, cross the ankles, keep the tuck, and come through for the second side. So left side, heel to the outside of the sit bone. That gives you a gap between the inside of the foot and the inside of the right leg. Keep the foot down, make the bind. Left hand takes the right wrist if possible, and exhale, fold forwards. So this time the left sit bone will be off the floor. You're trying to take the left knee back as you lead forwards. It may be difficult enough to get the bind as it is, so don't worry too much about that if you're just working to try to clasp the hands together. Breathe deep and lead forwards. Keep the right foot flexed back and the top of the right quad switched on. Inhale, come up. Try to keep the leg in place and bring the hand down. If you can lift up there, cross the ankles and float through, you would. Come back to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, open the heart, and exhale to the down dog position. Again, just spring forwards from here, cross the ankles through for the B position. So this is a slightly deeper pose. It involves a half lotus position, so you might find many of you this is more difficult, in which case you would do the best you can to take the foot into the half lotus. Eventually the right foot comes into the Marichi position to lock the leg in place. The left knee goes out to the side and fold forwards with the bind. Many of you won't get that far. You'll just be working to get the foot deeper into the hip crease and bend the right knee up and bring the heel as close as you can to the sit bone. And that would be fine. Try to look forwards and lead the heart. Again, trying to take the right knee back and coming through the hip. Again, there's a lot of pressure on the knee here, so be really aware of what's going on and ease off where you need to. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Uncross the leg. And then you'll vinyasa. Inhale up, exhale back. Up dog, open the heart, inhale. Exhale the hips up and back. So second side, you might find this one easier, or in some cases it'll be more difficult. Come down to the Dandasana, and this time it's the right leg comes into the half lotus first, and the left leg comes into the Marichi position. So again, you may find you can't get the heel right up to the sit bone, in which case just work where you are, and using the breath to release the hip. If you can get the right knee down and fold forwards, you're trying to bring the shoulder through the inside of the right knee, leading with the heart, and again the left hand takes the right wrist for the bind if possible. Breathe deep. It is an intense pose and not accessible to many to begin with. Do the best you can, and when you get to 5, inhale, come up. Exhale, gently release. Again, be careful of the knee. We'll cross and lift here. Inhale up, and exhale, spring back. Up dog, open the heart, inhale to flush it out, exhale to down dog, and from down dog we'll move to Marichyasana C. Marichyasana C, spring the hips up, cross the ankles, try to float through with the tuck and come down. Most people can do a version of this pose. So again, right leg to the Marichi position, place the heel on the outside of the sit bone. Now the left arm comes round the right leg, and you look over the right shoulder towards the back. So you're trying to get your belly button to look over your right thigh here. Try to keep the right foot grounded. Breathe deep. Keep the left foot flexed and the hamstring pushing into the floor. Long deep breaths. Try to use the inhale to lift and lengthen out of the pose, and exhale to deepen the twist. It's important to keep that right big toe rooted and the core switched on to keep you upright. 4 and 5. So the inhale you turn to face the front, and exhale release. We'll vinyasa here, so cross and lift, jump back, chaturanga, inhale up dog, and exhale to the down dog position. Drawing the navel in, giving yourself lift again, ready to spring forwards and come through. Keep the tuck and lower down, and we'll do the other side. Again, left heel now to the outside of the sit bone. The right arm wraps around, inhale, and exhale, twist. Good, so you can see that the right hand is taking the left wrist, and if you can get the left hand to rest on the inside of the right thigh. And use the inhale to lift out of the pose and sit upright, and exhale to deepen the twist as much as you can, using that right arm against the knee, and using the knee back into the arm to deepen the twist. Don't forget about the right leg, which is flexed back, and the quads switched on. Long deep breaths. Inhale to the front. Exhale, release the leg carefully, cross the ankles again, up and back, chaturanga, inhale up dog, exhale down dog. Marichyasana D, the most extreme of the four poses. Heels together, spread the knees wide, spring forwards, come through, and sit down. So it may take you a few breaths to set this pose up if it's possible for you. If you couldn't do the B position, D position is not going to be accessible to you. So you set yourself up as you did in Marichyasana B, but now we're going to twist around the right leg. So the left arm comes right around the outside of the right knee, and the right hand comes up to bind. And you're now in a twisted position. So again, if you can't get the foot into the half lotus, just do the best that you can and work on the twist with the foot as high as you can towards the sit bone. Breathe deep. 4. Again, lengthening out of the pose, twisting to the crown of the head. And we'll call that 5. Inhale to the front. Exhale, gently release that leg from the half lotus, being careful of the knee. We'll vinyasa in between. So jump back, inhale up, exhale back. So we're flushing the system out, preparing it for a new pose. From the down dog, we're going to jump through, keep the tuck tight, try not to lower down until the feet are through, and we'll do the other side. Again, take extra breaths here to set yourself up if you need to. The right leg comes deep into the left hip crease, and the left leg comes up into the Marichyasana position with the heel right on the outside of the sit bone. As you can see, I'm holding the knee there to sort of ease myself in until I can get the shoulder around the outside of the knee and bring the left hand up to bind. So long deep breaths. Again, this is an extreme pose. Being careful with the knee. If you do feel any pain, it's much better to come out rather than to go through it. Long deep breaths. Continuing to lengthen along the spine, deepening the twist. Try to ease yourself around that left thigh. So inhale when you get to 5, turn, exhale, release. And we'll cross and vinyasa to finish. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale up dog, and exhale down dog, preparing yourself for the next pose.